Hey guys, it's Mired Thoughts, and today I am testing out a new format. As you can see, I have some software that I found that allows me to record straight from my computer. So I got this new headset that allows me to uh, create quality audio. So I'm hoping that this works out really well. While you're watching this video, I want you to kind of think about what you think of the audio quality, because I kind of want to know if you think it's better, if it's something worth pursuing, because I think I want to improve the audio quality, definitely, just the quality of what I do in general. So I'm very interested in what you think. Anyway, in addition to streaming directly from the computer, I want to go ahead and do a little announcement deal before I get into kind of the main point of this, besides obviously testing out the new format. And that's I'm sorry I haven't been around for a while. I'm home right now. I'm trying to figure out a couple things. I kind of been busy with that, and then I don't really have any tools. So even if I wanted to work, it wouldn't be easy for me to do so. But that's why I haven't really been doing anything, is because of that. Anyway, as you can see, I have up Nerf Revolution, and I have some pictures up of Drax Pump Step. And the reason I have pictures of these up is because I want to talk about homemades, and more specifically homemades in the southeast, because I know every place has their differences. They all have uh, different players, they all run different blasters, they have their different top modders or whatever. But at least in the southeast, homemades and pump snaps in particular are very prevalent. And I kind of want to give some thoughts, because I've been talking with Drac and we've both kind of been discussing what it means. And well, I mean, to start with, I'm not quite happy with it. Now let me begin this discussion by saying, well, I guess I haven't really begun. But anyway, let me say that I have nothing against homemades in general and the ideas behind them. I understand that they allow for a lot of innovation and they're very helpful. What I do have a problem with is, I guess, the way homemades have been implemented in the southeast scene, I guess, is the best way to put it. And what I mean by that is, at least for me, the big draw to Nerf over, say, something like airsoft or paintball is in those other two sports, or whatever you want to call them. Um, the best player is the guy who's got a lot of money and he goes out and he buys the best marker, airsoft gun, or whatever they're called. He's the guy who is willing to spend the most on his equipment. That's basically how it works. And the big thing for me that drew me to Nerf was it wasn't quite like that. You had your athleticism and it was a big part of it, but then the other big part was what could you bring to the field. And I think that the combination of those two things is what created the super nerfers that we all know and love, like FA24, where they weren't just great nerfers who were very athletic, they also created very strong blasters. And that's how they established their name. But in the southeast, it's a little bit different, because I think we have five, maybe six. I think it's five pump snaps currently on the field, and that number grows every war. And I wouldn't have a problem with it in of itself, except for two things. Now, the first one is it kind of goes against what I consider the spirit of Nerf, which is you build your blasters. And I understand that everybody well, occasionally maybe you're not, you got a friend who's into it and you just kind of want to hang out with them, or you don't have the best blasters and you're trying to compete. I mean, I understand that, but the problem is when these people buy these pump snaps, and it's not like vets who are like, oh, I've played, I want to play with a pump snap, and there's a couple of them, but it's a lot of these new customers seem to be people who are just like, well, the pump snap's the best thing on the field. I want that. And they don't even make an attempt to compete with it because they don't think they can compete with it. Maybe that's true, but you're never going to have the chance to compete with it if you don't work at your skills and your craft. to improve yourself to a point where you can make things that compete with it. So basically, it these kids buy it and then they don't build anything else ever because they have the pump snap and they feel like they'll never compete with it, so they don't even try to compete with it. And that's, to me, that kind of bothers me because again, like it goes against what I think is the spirit of Nerf, which is you come to the field and you play with what you made. The other problem I have with it is it kind of stagnates the field, and what I mean by that is everybody plays different, and everybody's got their own different blaster that they have, and each blaster plays different, and then everybody plays different. So even if you have two people with the same blaster, they'll generally play a little bit different, and that's part of what's so great about Nerf is it's so varied. There's so much variety. Well, with the exception of I think one or two people, like everyone who ever picks up a pump snap, they all play with it the same way. They see 9 darts and they see a fast rate of fire, and they decide to spam darts, and that's what they do every single time. And it's I don't know. The one problem I have with it is it kind of makes up for faults, I guess. Like I like to consider myself to have good aim. I think Drac has good aim. Um, and we've both gotten our good aim by playing like 7 things of HVZ, 7 rounds, whatever you want to call them. 7 games. We used to go out and play something called Halo Nerf, which was kind of like an NIC with not NIC blasters. I guess it's hard to explain, but it's we did a lot of Nerf stuff. Like I used to sit in my room, and when I was bored or watching TV, I'd set up soda cans, and even though I was only 10 feet away, I would practice shooting them. And it's just how I improved my aim. It's just through sheer practice. And with the pump snap, it's kind of like you don't even need that. And cause you just fire all 9 shots, and normally you need to get a shot within like a 5 by 5 square, but it doesn't matter that you're shooting them all within a 10 by 10 square because one of them will probably go into that. It's just the law of probability is how it works. So you're gonna get a hit, which I mean it kind of bothers me that you don't have to practice at your aim. Your aim just has to be sort of in the right direction because you can just fire so many darts that chances are one of them will hit. But oh, the one big thing before I say anything else is I talk about the pump snap, but I don't want you to think about it as if like I don't like the pump snap because I think that the pump snaps are wonderful innovation. It does its job very well. It's been crafted very well, but um, it could just as easily be something else. It could be a pump bow. It could be whatever the next pump snap is. A lot of people like rainbow pumps or whatever, but it doesn't even matter what the homemade is. The point is that it's one specific homemade that people perceive to be so much better than anything, regardless of whether it's better or not. And I'm not going to get into that discussion, but people perceive it to be the best thing on the field. So rather than try and make something similar to it or even make their own, they just go right ahead, buy it, and then they never do anything else because they have the top thing. They can't go higher, so why try? But they don't know they can't go higher, they just think they can't, so they never even try to go higher. And I guess that's the problem I have with these homemades. And it's not just the pump snap, it could be anything. But it just happens that the pump snap occupies that top spot right now. But anyway, so at the end of the day, more than anything, I mean, I don't know. What I say probably doesn't really have any real meaning. The big thing was to test this new format. But let me know what you think about it. And then also, please, please, please let me know what you think of the audio quality in particular, because I know not much has happened, and you're just kind of staring at the pump snap for whatever, how many minutes. But let me know what the audio quality is, because I am really, really interested in that. And if I ever want to do anything else, or I'm even considering buying a webcam so I can run the video straight through the computer and yet still record some better quality audio. It's just, I don't know. It's what I'm interested in, and I really want to know if it's working. So let me know about that. But anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Again, like I said, I don't really have any tools, so I have a couple of Mavericks that I got, so I'll probably be doing some sort of cosmetic mod soon. But other than that, um, next videos will probably just be experimenting more with this direct from computer feed. So we'll see where that goes. Anyway, thanks for watching.